like the offense was pretty efficient there at times. Is that kind of what you expect it to look like when they get rolling?
I mean, it's practice. I think that they made some really good plays. I think the defense made some incredible plays. I mean, again, it's just every day just getting better on both sides of the ball. And what you're always hoping to see every day you're out there is both teams doing good things, all the way from special teams to offense and defense. You just always want to see that improvement.
Hey, Nate, Justin had that pass break.
That's awesome.
How unique is his range?
I haven't gone against him a lot in my, since about 3 years ago. So, and it showed up, it shows up at times at like OTAs and stuff like that. But like that one right there was pretty dramatic. So I think because we were actually trying to pick on somebody else, and then he came over and helped out. So I thought, that was an amazing play. that was unbelievable.
Coach, it probably didn't take a lot to get this team excited for day one, but the propensity on day two might be to take the foot off the gas. Did you have a message for the team to keep them on point today?
No. As Robert Saleh says, all gas, no brakes. I think I have to quote him first because he started that. But no, we're just everybody's so excited to be out there every day and get better. So I think those guys know that. They know that's how I am, and that's what we're always going to be doing.
You saw Sertan make a play there as well. When you get to watch him now, is it his athleticism, length, or his knowledge? What starts to jump out as you see
all of the above? I think just he's a great person to start off. He's a smart guy, and he's starting to get comfortable. There's some new things that he's doing out there, and I think he's starting to feel good about those. Being with Christian, another year is great. Same kind of system with Adro. But he's just, and then you add in the range, the speed, the strength, all those things. And that was awesome because that's two big human beings competing for a ball, and you love to see that. And, that's what they're going to make each other better, and that's what I love.
When the defense makes big plays like that, I guess conversely, you get the Judy touchdown early. You as a play caller in the moment, are you aggravated? And then when you go back and watch the film, you're like, oh, wait, I'm the coach of the whole team. Like, is it taking a while to go through that shift in your head?
No, I get so excited whenever there's a great play. I love the game of football, and yes, I'm on the offensive side of the ball primarily, but when those guys make a play, we're all the same team. So, I'm so excited. There was a couple plays all over. Stearns made a play. There were a lot of good plays made. So you got to give credit to those guys too. It can't be us versus them because then that's not a team. So it's just about us making each other better every day.
This early, do you feel like you're behind where you thought you'd be ahead? Where do you think you guys are right now?
Right about where we need to be. I think, again, it's so early in the process, we're only day 2. And there's still so many installs, so many things. But again, it's been reviewed, so they get to master the details. So I think it's just getting out here and practicing. Practice it, walk through. Those things are so unbelievably important. So I think the more we do that, the better we'll all feel. And it is very early.
As for game day, first time for you, head coach and offensive play caller. Have you talked to others, like letting them know how to balance that workload on game day?
Not yet, but I'll probably be reaching out to him. We talk a lot. He's so dear to me, and he did so much for me, and I want to do it a lot like how he did it. And I thought he did a fantastic job. So I'll definitely talk with a couple people that I'm close with, and he'll definitely be one.
We've seen a lot of first team versus first team. Not every team practices that way. Why is it important to you to have those starting units?
It's good on good. We want to make each other better. Just watching, Chubb go against Garrett, Malik, all those guys. You always want everybody rolling, and then every now and then you get to sprinkle those other guys in and see if they can step it up, whether it be on offense or defense. So, but I think, again, it's about making the team better, and you want everybody to compete together.
Yes, more honest evaluation maybe of where you are when you're going against.
Yeah, it does. I think you're always kind of looking at, who the different people are. But, right now it's just about those systems and developing each person.
Yesterday, Russell Wilson said he doesn't get nervous. Is that a common characteristic you see with other quarterbacks you've been around, or is that pretty unique?
Yeah, I think it's funny. Looking at all the guys that I've been able to coach and been lucky enough to coach, it's amazing how all of them are so completely different. All the way through the preparation, through the week, through the off season, through how they are on game day. So I just think, it's amazing how different they are. And, I'm just continually figuring that stuff out. But up to this point, going out there, he's been great. So we'll see once the people are in the stands.
Are Miners and Mutzi in a pretty good competition right now?
Yeah, right now we're rotating people in. The offensive line, I just truly believe, needs to work with as many different combinations as possible because, just like it's been in the past for me, is you never know what's going to happen, and you want to be sure everybody's comfortable working together.
What is your skill set? What's possible with him in this offense? You understand that does play early in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way he's attacked this training camp up to this point. I know it's early and it's a long ways away, but I mean, he's been really great. I mean, just seeing him around more, working harder, just throughout the whole, just everything he's been doing. I mean, he's a very focused person, and he asks great questions, coaches me, heck, calls me out a couple times, which is awesome. And so I love that, and that's just going to show that he's going to be able to grow more and more because he's definitely capable of doing a lot of different things.
We saw Melvin and Javonte both work with the first team. Sometimes Javonte looks like he goes out first. How do you kind of divvy that up? How are you deciding how that rotation looks between those two specifically?
Yeah, I mean, for me, we're going to need both those guys too. We're going to need all those guys. I mean, all those running backs are doing such a good job. They all do a couple things a little bit different. But Javonte goes in there first. Melvin, I mean, to me, hey, we want to get them both the ball quite a bit because they're very good football players. And I love how both of those guys are coming along.
When I looked at your numbers in Green Bay, you also utilize the running backs. I know it's Matt and you, but in the passing game. That's a component that's basically been a ghost here the last few years. Is that part of the thing when you look at ways to use both of them?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I think that if you look at the pass and the experience that I've had with any running back is, when it comes to always wanting to run the ball, that's important because that helps so many different things across the board to attack a defense. But then when you add it into the pass game, they're so integral. And a lot of people don't know how integral they are because they open up holes for other people. And if holes close, then they're the ones that get the ball. And whenever you get a ball to a back in space, we're all very excited about that. So I think it's about just the quarterbacks understanding their progressions, their reads, and being able to make an efficient decision to be able to get a completion. And if it's to a back, I mean, usually it's in space, and I always love that.
As KJ Hamler continues to ramp up in his rehab, what do you want him to look for in practice to make sure he hits the ground running with the scheme?
I'll tell you, I mean, he's getting back in here, but it has been awesome watching him on the sideline walkthroughs. I mean, he's got this little board thing. He's drawing all the plays on there. So I think for him, it's just about those mental reps, continually pushing yourself. And watching him continually do that has been really great. So I think for him, it's just once he gets back out there, he knows exactly where to line up and what to do.
He's told us he's had a relationship with Tyler Lockett predating the Russ stuff. Do you see similarities in their games? Is that a good player for him to compare himself to?
With who?
Tyler Lockett is who KJ independently had reached out to before Russ was even in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to get KJ out there. I know he's got a lot of juice. I know Tyler does too. So, but no, I'm excited for KJ as he gets back.
Eric Saubert's a guy that has made a couple plays here in the first couple days, and he's not typically a guy we've seen do that throughout his career a lot. So where do you maybe see his role, and what have you seen through him? I mean,
he's been great to have on this team. I mean, we've thrown him in there. He's strong. He's good at the point of attack in the run game, and then he's done some good stuff in the pass game. And I think, it's just about teaching those details, and he's buying into all that stuff. So I think whenever you get a guy that's a smart guy, tough guy, that's going to buy into what we're trying to do, you're going to see good things happen. I mean, he had a great it was the one yesterday on the right that his route that he ran, it was wide open, but the first part was what was so great, and that was just that understanding how to move a defender and find a sweet spot. So, but no, he's just another guy that we want to keep him continually developing.
Montrell Washington has had a really nice camp so far. He's having to make a big transition from Sanford so far. What have you seen from him so far?
Another real hard worker. I mean, this guy is grinding nonstop, and I'm grateful for that. All rookies for me. Everybody gets all excited about the rookies, but when you get out there in an NFL stadium and that speed, I mean, it's different. It really is. But I think up to this point, we're only in 2 days right now, but up to this point, I mean, he's doing everything we asked, and I appreciate that.
For guys that haven't run it before, what are the intricacies of running that outside zone for an offensive line? Guys that haven't blocked it before, what do they really have to learn?
Trust and run off the ball. I think that's always the big thing. Is I got to learn more about this, and I remember when I was younger being able to watch Alex Gibbs when he was really the starting point of it, and actually feeling that and hearing and seeing, and then being able to be part of it these past 3 years at Green Bay. And watching Coach Stenavich, how he coached it, how he preached it, and now Coach Outen because he was at Atlanta and all those, and really get that feel. I mean, it is a full commitment, and I think that's the difference. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. It's simple, but you have to commit to truly running, and I think that's the thing that we're going to continually emphasize.
A few more for the coach.
It's obvious how Russell Wilson elevates the offense, but how have you seen him elevate the defense and going up against him every day in practice?
Oh, I think they love it. I mean, one, you never know when he's going to break the pocket because he is very mobile back there. But I think, it's just like, anything, those great leaders are about making as many people around them better. And I think Russ does that both by being, as accurate as he is, as smart as he is, changing the tempos back and forth, all those just different things that he's going to do. And then at the same time, loving him up, talking a little bit back to him, all that stuff. So I think that just makes it fun. It makes guys want to play harder. And every time you can go out of the practice field and play at your best and your hardest, it's going to be great.
Coach, what excites you the most about this as a group, and how challenging is it to get some of these guys who haven't seen this quarterback scrambles like Wilson?
Yeah, that's something they might, that's something I've seen offensive line get a little bit freaked out about, because we always say, hey, block until the ball's out. And that sometimes is a little bit longer because people extend the play. So it's going to have to be something they get used to. But I am very excited about this line. They've done a fine job, especially, coming in, introducing a new system, that outside zone system, the pass protection system, a lot of things that are different. And I think that they've really bought in up to this point. I mean, there's been a couple guys that have been big surprises, and not because they're not good, but because of how much they bought in and how much better they're getting every day. And I appreciate that from them. I'm excited for them.
Is that where maybe
your dad the last couple days?
I have not. Sorry, Dad. Been a little busy. No, it's these first 2 days, and he knows that. You got your first 2 installs. They're usually actually the first 3. We got another big one tonight. But you're always putting so much stuff. He's the one that taught me that, so it's his fault. But then you get back with the staff. You got just so much stuff. We never stop. So about to run upstairs and watch some tape. So yeah, I'll get to him though.